The Trump administration reopening the heated debate over race and college admissions. Our exclusive poll shows the Bay Area overwhelmingly against affirmative action. The Justice Department is considering suing colleges and universities for discriminating against white applicants.
In our exclusive KPIX 5 Survey USA poll, we asked Californians what they think about affirmative action. 72% say state universities should treat all applicants the same, regardless of background. Just 14% say certain populations should get preferential treatment. In the Bay Area, only 10% think race should be a factor in admissions. KPIX 5's Phil Mateer reports affirmative action's been a hot-button issue on California campuses for a while.
That's right, for years. Back in 1996, California voters ended affirmative action at state colleges. In 2014, Sacramento lawmakers, however, tried to bring it back, only to run into a buzzsaw of opposition from Asian Americans who themselves have been victims of discrimination. But as Chinese for Affirmative Action Director Vincent Pan tells us, this wasn't about race, it's about space.
I was saying that Chinese Americans are not about trying to keep black people down. There is racism in every community, but the concerns on issues of higher education is just trying to get their kids ahead.
Let's take a look at the numbers. African Americans make up about 6% of the state's population and 5% of UC undergrad admissions. Latinos make up 37% of the state population and 33% of the 2017 admissions. Whites, 57% of the state population and 24% of admissions. On the other hand, Asian Americans, who make up 13% of the population, account for 34% of the admissions.
We do have record numbers of Chinese students.
But in 2012, when lawmakers proposed bringing back affirmative action as a way to help level the playing field, however, there were segments, very vocal segments of the Chinese American community who felt that creating spots for Latinos and blacks would mean fewer spots for their own kids. Pan is a supporter of affirmative action on all levels, but he said, like everyone, Asian families are feeling stressed over too few spaces at UC.
Although the pressure the community feels around higher education scarcity is real.
On merit, the Asians would be occupying, 90% of UC Berkeley based on test scores.
Republican National Committee woman Harmeet Dillon says it's not just the Chinese who are opposed to bringing back affirmative action in admissions.
I'd say every Asian community, Indian American, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Hmong, all of these communities, in my experience, have been agitating.
Pan, however, says the answer is to make UC bigger and expand admissions for everyone, and that by going after affirmative action, critics are just going after the wrong target.
Those who attack affirmative action are making a mistake thinking that attacking affirmative action will help their kids get ahead. In fact, it'll do the opposite.
Now, race is always a sensitive issue, and that may be one reason why Sacramento lawmakers have laid low on the issue of affirmative action. However, that could change. It's already being raised as an issue in the upcoming governor's race.
That'll make it interesting. But the breakdown in our poll is interesting, too, the racial breakdown.
Yeah, let's take a look at that numbers. The minority groups not in favor of affirmative action, well, 83% are whites, and say all applicants should be treated equally. African Americans had the strongest support for affirmative action, but still a majority, 59%, said treat all applicants equally. 63% of Hispanics and 66% of Asians say treat equally as well. Bottom line is we have an agreement. Everybody should be treated equally.
Right.
We can't agree on how we should get to that equal point.
Yeah, that's the ultimate question. All right, Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks.